What's going on, guys? Wanted to go over how to email a college coach and then updating your College Fit Finder profile as well. So we're going to hop right into the email, and I want you to focus on these bullet points here. So we're going to focus on creating a subject line that stands out in the inbox, how to comment on a program and show that you're actually emailing just an individual coach. Okay, and then how to introduce yourself and including some stats and academic honors and such. And then you're going to see how to slide in an action item, all while keeping it personal. So immediately you're going to see the subject line here. You need to create something that's going to stand out in the inbox and makes them actually want to open it. You can include things such as your grad year, height, club, team, position, anything that like stands out. You can include that you have attached a schedule or highlight reel. But really from there, when you open up the email, you want to make sure that you show how you've researched the program. And you can make mention of the team's success, academically or athletically within conference play. You can mention how the coaches received awards and you really enjoy the environment that they create. Anything that shows that you are actually invested in their program specifically. Okay. From there, you want to go into introducing yourself. Making mention of what year you are in school, okay, adding in some stats or academic accolades as well. Just a quick oversight that is brief, but enough to actually garner their interest and make sure that they keep reading, because you just want to make sure you're capturing their attention the entire time. All right, you don't want them to open it and be like, oh, well, I didn't get enough information, doesn't seem interesting. That's enough for me. I've seen enough, okay? Which leads into adding in an action item and making sure that they have something to look at and explore you more as a player. You can add in a highlight reel, you can attach your online profile, you can give your coach's contact information, you can add your schedule, whatever it might be. You can do a combination of the three, like whatever you think is best to fit in there, just something to have them actually look at and become a bit more interested. When you attach your schedule, you just want to make sure that it's very specific. You give the date, time, location, the opponent you're playing, what field, what number you are, and then throughout the entire email, you're just making sure that you're showing that you're grateful and such, okay? Make sure that you make any links that you attach or the highlight reel, make it obvious, okay, so that they don't just look over it and miss it. And I want you to remember that this is player driven, right? Like this is you reaching out and taking ownership of the recruiting process. And so we're going to go into how to update the College Fit Finder profile. And I just want you to be aware that the absolute bare minimum is adding in your headshot, graduation year, your position, your number, and your contact information. Anything else that you add from there, that's great, okay? And it should be included, but you have to, for the team brochure, make sure you have the headshot, contact information, your position number, and your graduation year. Okay, adding in accolades athletically are going to show there. The academic ones will reflect on your individual profile, so you just want to make sure that anything you want coaches to see while you're playing, it's right there. So we're going to go right into the video here. It's about 3 minutes long, and we're going to show you how to add in a profile picture. If you click on the gray icon there, it'll pull up a little tab for you to insert a picture. Right in that same area, it's got the option to select your college commitment. So if you click on that, it'll give you the opportunity to type, and then it'll have an autofill thing where if you click on it, it'll automatically populate the school's logo on your profile. From there, I immediately just go and start clicking on all of the options to fill in. Maybe it's overkill, but I just want you to see that anything that's on here can be edited and can be filled in. There are some things that are unnecessary, as you'll see what's your 2-mile run time, what's your 40-yard dash run time. I find that to be slightly unnecessary, but things like the position, height, weight, NCAA eligibility number, it just helps coaches to have all of that information in one spot rather than having to reach out and get more information from you. There's also a tab for you to add in a highlight reel. I haven't heard too much positives about it. I think it gives people a lot of trouble, but there are links. If you look here underneath the athletic tab at the bottom, there'll be an area for additional links, which you can just add in a link to your profile, your highlight reel. There's also a little room in there for stats, which you can add in if you like, just so that when you actually send your profile to a college coach in the email that you just worked so hard to create, you have some additional stats there for them to look at and be like, wow, they didn't just do this in one season. They've been pretty consistent, or they've been getting better and they're going to continue to get better. Okay. Keep in mind that anything you add, if you've seen it already on a page before, it's going to populate and show up on the next tabs that you click. So you won't have to just continue to enter in the same information. All right. There are areas for like personal statement or anything that you want to add in and type, and you can do that. It isn't entirely necessary, but it is just a nice little touch. So the more you fill in, the better it's going to be, right? So like right here, we have an area for references where you can add in not college coaches, any high school coaches that you've had, past club coaches, anyone that you want to, speak well about you to college coaches, you can put that in there. And then lastly, you have the contact information here, which you just really want to make sure that you have accurate emails and accurate phone numbers for both you and your parents, and your coach's information should be listed on there as well. Okay, so then after we've done all of that, we're going to see how it translates to the team brochure right here. So looking at the 0405 NL team, you'll see that it has the name, number, and graduation year right next to their headshot. And then underneath that, it's got the position, options for height, weight. The accolades are listed under there. And if someone's committed, it takes the accolades away. But you'll see right there for players that have committed that it shows the logo right there. All right. So it's really important that you keep those profiles up to date, because when you actually look at the individual profile, it's going to reflect like this. Okay, so when you look at it here, this is just a copy of a PDF that I created. It gives you the option to do that, or you can send it a link to College Coaches. So if you send the PDF, it'll populate a little QR code at the top where you can scan it, and it'll take you to the team page and also your individual page where they can click through and look at everything. Okay, if you just send them a link, it's just going to take them immediately to that. Sending them this PDF is kind of like sending out your resume, has all the information there in one spot for them to look at. All right, and so you can see how I haven't filled anything out, and it's very blank. So the more you fill out, the better off it's going to be when you're trying to market yourself to college coaches. All right, so really, that's it. The College Fit Finder is just, you got to click through, sort it out. But I wanted you to have the framework for the email. I just want you to remember, don't mass email college coaches. Make it individual, make it specific to them, make it personal. All right. So just remember that the college recruiting process is player driven, and I want you to take ownership of it and be accountable for it, right? I want you to feel proud about how you go through the process, how you navigate it, and the results that you get from it. You can always use myself, John Pardini, or Bo Farrell as a resource, right? They're for the directors of your program or things like that. But also don't be afraid to reach out to your own coach. They have answers as well. Okay. I want you to use the email as a starting point, like the email that I showed you. Don't just copy it and paste it and say, this is it. This is exactly what I have to do to get a response. No, make it your own, make it unique, really put your hard work into it, and then just be persistent with it. Don't be afraid if they don't respond. Just continue to reach out, okay? As for the College Fit Finder profile, if you guys have questions about it, please reach out to me, but really try to navigate it on your own and keep it up to date on your own, all right? I can go in and edit it, but if everyone asks me to do that's a lot of work, and it may not be as accurate as it would be if you update it, or how you want to word it, or what you need to do, okay? So if you guys have any questions or any concerns or need any help with anything, please reach out to me. But that's it for me. Thanks, guys.